Hi dear friends, welcome to S4 Shania Science classes. Today we are continuing that 11th class Kingdom Protista, second group of Kingdom Protista, that's actually Dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates, di, two, flagella means obviously the locomotory organ, flagella. So that means these organisms contain two flagella, right? Most of them having two flagella, right? So here these organisms are neither animal-like nor plant-like organisms, right? So neither animal-like nor plant-like Protista, they are coming under in this group. Mostly they are marine. Mostly they are marine means there are some freshwater also, right? So mostly they are marine organism, but some can be seen in freshwater also. They are actually photosynthetic, that means they can produce their own food material, right? तो इसका कलर कौन सी कलर में यू कैन सी दिस ऑर्गेनिज्म इन डिफरेंट वेराइटीज ऑफ कलर, राइट? मोस्टली प्रोमिनेंट कलर जो बोल रही है वो प्रोमिनेंट दैट्स गोल्डन ब्राउन है, बट यू कैन सी विच कलर पिगमेंट इज प्रेजेंट इन दैट सेल. अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट यू कैन सी दिस ऑर्गेनिज्म इन डिफरेंट कलर्स ऑल्सो, जैसे कि येलो, ग्रीन, ब्राउन, ब्लू और इवन रेड कलर में भी यू कैन सी दैट. सो दैट्स एक्चुअली डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पिगमेंट विच इज प्रेजेंट इन द सेल. क्लियर है, राइट? अभी इसका सेल वॉल, व्हाट इज द स्ट्रक्चर, राइट? यू कैन सी दैट द स्ट्रक्चर एक्चुअली आउटर सरफेस, if you are checking that there is a outer surface, that's actually very tough cell wall is there, which is actually made up of cellulose, right? So cellulose stiff cell wall plates are there on their outer surface. You can look at the picture there, I have given that clearly. There is a flagella present in that. In the outer surface you can see that there is cell wall, the cell wall plate we can say that, right? So because of this cell wall plate they have a very stiff appearance, right? In between them you can see that there is groove or furrow, we can say that in between them there is a longitudinal furrow in which there is a longitudinal flagella present. You can see that transverse furrow also. In there is other flagella, the second flagella which is in that transverse furrow also. So there are two, most of them having two flagella, right? So here you can see that most of them having two flagella. One is a longitudinal one, in the picture you can clearly see that, right, which is a longitudinal axis, and the other one, right, which is actually in the transverse axis, which is actually in a furrow in between the cell plate. In between the cell plate, the outer surface cell plate is there. You can see that there is a cell, that now furrow will be there. There is means a depression, a longitudinally and transverse. In that furrow, you can say, from that furrow you can see that the flagella is coming out. There are two flagellas, most of them possess two flagella. So that's why the name Dinoflagellates, right? And if you are going for their reserve food material, right, both marine and freshwater organisms, Dinoflagellates, possess different type of reserve food material. If they are freshwater form, most of them carry a starch as a reserve food material. Freshwater form में है तो starch as a food material you can see that, but marine form में है तो it is actually the reserve food material is actually oil, right? So oil is in marine forms, right? And then we are, if you are discussing about the reproduction, Dinoflagellates में दोनों type की reproduction you can see that, whether they are asexually reproducing and asexually also you can see that. But most of them actually they are carrying out a asexual mode of reproduction by what to say, fission, right? Fission is the most of them following that method of reproduction asexually, right? But very few, that means some of them even show sexual mode of reproduction also. These are the some of the features of Dinoflagellates. There are some interesting features which are actually shown by these Dinoflagellates, such as bioluminescence and red tide. Very interesting features. If you are checking that all the details or anything, it's really very interesting, right? I will add the pictures here. You can see that bioluminescence. What is bioluminescence? Anyone have seen that already? Maybe आप लोग ने कुछ फिल्मों में वगैरह देखा होगा. Mostly that there is a film, Ek Villain, right? In that there is a song, right? I don't remember that song actually. In that you can see that Shraddha Kapoor की एक song है. In between you can see that there is a what is a LED, blue color की LED light from that water is actually, जैसे कि LED light लगा हुआ है ऐसे. What is that actually? It's actually nothing but it's bioluminescence, right? Because bioluminescence is actually shown by different organisms. What do you mean by bioluminescence? Bioluminescence कुछ भी नहीं है. It's actually the production and emission of light by the living organism, जैसे कि हमारा जुगनू, right? So that's also a type of bioluminescence. ऐसे Dinoflagellates कुछ type of bioluminescence दिखाती है. So that's actually very interesting to see that, right? So क्या होती है water body में you can see that 100 meters ऐसे kilometers तक आपको blue color की और ऐसे light रात को दिखेगा. You will feel that किसी ने भी that ना LED light की ऐसे that ना wire डाला हुआ है, right? So like that you can see that. That's actually called the bioluminescence. Special type of a dinoflagellate is there, which is called Nautilus syndelescens. Syndelescens, that's actually producing that bioluminescence property. You can see the picture from that. It's very clear, right? Very beautiful, right? Right. Next interesting property shown by dinoflagellates, it's actually red tide. Red tide is also a very interesting feature, but actually it was somewhat scary, right? क्योंकि ये रेड टाइड, राइट, दिस इज एक्चुअली रेड टाइड, रेड कलर की टाइड, राइट. सो ये रेड टाइड क्यों होती है? कुछ रेड डायनोफ्लैजेलेट्स होती है जैसे कि गोनियोलेक्स, राइट. गोनियोलेक्स इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ रेड डायनोफ्लैजेलेट. हमने बता दिया था अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट पिगमेंट, कौन सी पिगमेंट उसके अंदर होती है, वो सेल के अंदर होती है, उसके हिसाब से अलग अलग कलर के डायनोफ्लैजेलेट्स है. उसमें मोस्ट ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट रेड डायनोफ्लैजेलेट इज दैट वन ऑफ दम आर गोनियोलेक्स, राइट. ये गोनियोलेक्स कभी कभी रैपिड मल्टीप्लिकेशन करती है, राइट. दैट्स माय बाय फिशन, राइट. रैपिड मल्टीप्लिकेशन करती है तो यू कैन सी दैट पूरा पानी, राइट, सी इट विल अपीयर एज इन रेड कलर, राइट. बिल्कुल रेड कलर में दिखेगा. दैट मीन्स किसी ने भी व्हाट वी से खून किया है तो पूरा ब्लडी ब्लड ऐसे फील होती है. सो दैट्स व्हाई द टाइड इज कॉल्ड रेड टाइड. But actually it is really harmful for the organism. A red that what say the pigment, because of this goniolax and all, if that marine organism usko consume kar deti hai, then even their death will occur, right? So these toxin may even kill other marine organisms such as fishes and all. So because of this red tide, there will be a large number of fishes and all can be easily die. So it's actually harmful for them, right? But it's also very interesting mechanism, we can say that, which is expressed by dinoflagellates. I hope you have a clear idea about dinoflagellates. Please go through that once again and you will understand every point clearly. If you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.